Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
Well, this week on Dateline Schools, we're taking a look at dating violence. And to help us on with this subject, my special guest this week is the prevention educator from the St. Clair County Child Abuse and Neglect Council, Lindsay Chopp, as well as the Chief Assistant Prosecutor for St. Clair County, Steve Gillette. And Steve, is dating violence really something that's prevalent in our community?
It is. It's also one of those crimes which we really don't know the true numbers because domestic violence, by its very nature, most of it goes unreported. So the numbers that we have show that with juveniles, it's on an increase. Really? Yeah, this in the past 3 years, we've had a 14% increase in this type of crime. Whereas in the adult section, I was able to look at some numbers. We have a 6% decrease. Domestic violence among young people takes up about 10% of our juvenile court docket. So it is prevalent. And again, we don't know what the true numbers are because of the unreporting nature of these crimes.
And do you think part of it is we're just becoming more aware of it socially today?
That is a big part of it, yes. And hopefully if someone is aware of domestic violence, they're more apt to make a phone call and actually get involved as opposed to look the other way.
And Lindsay, what are some of the more common issues you've seen locally, especially when it comes to teens and domestic violence?
So Steve and I often are going into the schools and talking to the students there, doing presentations regarding dating violence. And I think the big issue with kids now is social media, textual harassment. They're always on their phones. So I think, again, it's much easier to put that control and pressure onto the person you're dating and always be checking in and watching what they're doing. And oftentimes at our presentations that we do in the classroom, young people will come up to us afterward and tell us their personal stories of dating violence, or they will also mention that they now realize after our presentation the signs of abuse and that they are in an abusive relationship.
Do you find that it too now is becoming more emotional than just the physical and the sexual that we normally associate with that?
I think oftentimes, anytime we're talking about abuse, you automatically think of the physical because you see that, or you think of sexual because it's so heinous. However, a lot of times dating violence will start with the emotional abuse. It'll be the little things of controlling, telling what person what to wear, how to act, who to hang out with, cutting them off in that way.
More tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.